Good morning. Y'all, I'm so happy to wake up and be here in your presence and trying this thing called life again. I am going to be disciplined, with my time and really paying attention to how I choose to grieve and heal. I don't think I went into detail, and I probably won't, but it only depends on like what God has in store for me as far as healing goes. But um, suffering from a loss of a loved one is so hard, and I just thank Jesus for keeping me in my right mind. And it's have y'all ever like had a moment where you're like, I really don't even know how I made it this far. I don't like it was like the pain in between the mess somehow got you through the rest of the day. It's like, what? Like I just remember waking up in the morning like this past week just feeling doom and dread and just like over life. Like I'm just like, Lord, today would be a good day to hear them trumpets. Today would be a good day for you to come like a thief in the night. Yeah. And no, now it's Saturday and I'm still here and I still am just in awe of God's like ability to get me from point A to point B and everything in between and beyond that, y'all. Um so my little sister's traveling out today with her boyfriend and they're going to go say their final goodbye. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go, but I'll be there in spirit and with just so much love and, you know, keeping her memory, with me today. And it's sort of odd because we grew up together. Um, and my little sister and her just had like such a beautiful relationship that it made me love her more. And that's bananas to me. Like, have y'all ever fell in love with another soul through somebody else just because of the way that they love the person that you love? Yeah, she was that kind of person. Like, you know, to see her would to see her would be the epitome of a beautiful person just because she has the ability and still has she had and still has the ability to make others love others because of her. That's a powerful person. Um, but I'm praying and I pray for my sister and my bro going out there to go visit and say goodbye to her outer being. Uh, and then guess what I'm doing? I'm going to a friend's giving, my soul sister. Y'all, life be life and celebrating the death of a friendship while celebrating life of a new one is so bizarre. And I've been fighting all day. I'm like, man, if my sister can get up and go see her friend, her soul sister that can't speak back, that can't talk back, I can get up and go see my soul sister who can. And it's just so like, y'all, life is always going to challenge you with the relationships and how you honor those relationships and how you show up in those relationships. It's just crazy to me. Truly and honestly, y'all, like, I don't want to be in a mindset all the time where I love somebody too late. Yeah. We have the ability to love and to give love and to be love for other people. And I just want God to use me in all those, areas in my life so that, to love me is to love others, and to love others is to love me. That's a powerful gift to have, because you can like people and not necessarily like the people that are around that person that you like or you're associated with. But to be a human being where people love others because of you, that's beautiful. And I think that I have opened up to you guys about me sort of like having social anxiety and stuff like that. I think I've been honest about that, but if I haven't, I do. And a lot of people tell me, they go, "You don't seem like you have social anxiety or like you suffer from depression or whatever." And I go, "Yeah, it's a constant act, because all my feelings are genuine, and when I'm present somewhere, that is my genuine self, my genuine heart and mind. But I'm so drained after the fact that I just shut down and I become a recluse, and I'm like a hermit crab, and you won't hear from me for like a month if God allows it, which is not always healthy. Also, please don't don't do it. But if you've done it before, you're still in the routine of doing stuff like that, because you're when you do show up, you show all the way up, and you don't, you know, halfway do relationships with people, because you just cherish them and you cherish the moment that you have with people around you in that present moment. And I think that's why I just sort of get a little drained sometimes. Y'all, side note, y'all know I'm random, so let's get over it. I love scents that make me feel safe and happy. I've been using Tide OxyClean, and I go between that and Arm& Hammer, fresh scent for both. And then I use the Power Boost beads. Y'all, that's called like Sea Breeze, whatever. I'll have to, if you're down with it, I'll like link it below. Mm. And then I have the Calm fabric sheets. Mm, 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 mm. This brings joy to me. It's the little things, y'all. This video is probably all over the place, but hey, it's my mind and I'm documenting how I feel. I want people to embrace being off track. Not always going with the flow, but knows how to ride the waves and hop off when it starts to get a little crazy. Because your mind and your soul and your energy and your spirit, it's just so worth it to express everything if it's in a positive love and light type of situation. I'm not talking about if you're just being a nasty individual, but I'm saying, like, you know, embrace random moments. Embrace telling someone, "Girl, I don't know." Embrace smelling things that smell good to you, and clear your mind. It almost like I hit the backspace button in my brain and it's just all gone. Control Alt Delete. Some sense can do that to me, and it's a blessing. It's beautiful. But anyway, so I'm gonna try my best to get up and do that today. We're just eating um, at my friend's every year. Excuse me, y'all, for the y'all. See, I'm even getting tired just talking about it because that's how much it sort of rocks my soul a little bit. Um, and I feel well rested, so that's crazy. But I've been trying my best to show up for myself. Yeah, everybody else is a bonus and it's a blessing because you have those moments where you get to meet new people or you get to enjoy the people that you see that appreciate you, whether that's on a surface level or a little bit more deeper, and that's beautiful. I think I just struggle with believing that I'm wanted in all areas of people's lives. And I think that's just because I've always secluded myself and I was never really invited to do anything with other people. So I just sort of assumed that, sort of being standoffish was, just part of my, makeup. But now I know that it was my mind that was conditioned, probably because I was in spaces and places with people who didn't appreciate who I was, or they didn't recognize my greatness through Christ. So that's probably why I always isolated myself or would turn down things because of the past like gatherings. I'm not talking about my soul sister and her husband, just past places and times. And if I'm being frank with you guys, I remember, like, we'll have a short story time. So y'all get comfy. I remember being in a relationship, being married, right? And for the longest time, because we were married for 9 or 8 years. And I remember holidays, gatherings, celebrations, whatever, and I always felt so uncomfortable, even though people were, there was laughter, there was, people were enjoying themselves. I wasn't. I didn't feel like I belonged in that area, in that place, and I felt uneasy, even though the atmosphere to other people may have looked inviting. It may have looked like they're just having a good time. But deep down in my like heart and my stomach, I felt uncomfortable. And it would almost put me into a point where I was getting irritated, guys. I felt irritated uh, being in the presence of people that I sort of felt like they didn't really like me or really didn't care for me at all. Excuse me, y'all. I want to do something with this hair because it's giving too much. It's all over the place. But I didn't feel welcome. I didn't feel free to be me. I felt uptight. Uh, I I was always clenching like my jaw and stuff and waiting for the moment to be over. And I had to like drink so much to feel comfortable. That might just be anxiety, but I don't do that anymore. That's my stomach, my brain, my life. It's not set up for that. I'll be in the hospital, so I ain't even trying to mess around with that. But um, even outside of like romantic situations, I've been in places where I can feel like a spiritual shift. First off, have y'all been feeling that lately? It's like I can pick up the vibe. the energy so much more, like it's so intense, y'all. One of my good friends, we were going to the grocery store just to pick up a few of our favorite things, and when we walked out, she was like, why was why did it seem like everybody in there, what did she say? She said, why did it seem like everybody in there was like upset or like mad, like they didn't want to be there? And I'll go, oh my gosh, girl, I felt the same thing. Now, to the blind eye or somebody, whatever, I don't want to get all technical with terms, but to anybody else, let's just put it that way, they probably would be like, what? It was just quiet in there. Like, there's really nothing going on, you know? And what I have found since I've been growing closer with Christ, y'all, the energy has been buck wild. Seriously. I can feel people's thoughts and emotions towards me, or just in general, even if it's not towards me, I can feel that. And that's just crazy, especially because I also teach. So I come in, I come into contact with a lot of people where I can feel their unhappiness and I can feel their insecurity. And I guess now I just need to ask God, how can I be a help to those, but also keep me away from those who would find the light that I bring um, as a benefit, a manipulative benefit on their behalf, where they're just like, some people, they sort of milk it and they're not really there for you. And when the getting's good, then they get out and they're like, peace out, it's not what you thought it was, or, we just, our friendship ran its course, or whatever you want to call it. And the feeling within inside of me, I guess it would be identified as growth or change. But you know what's crazy, y'all? The world will make you feel crazy for healing, even though it advertises healing. The places in which you enter, and I'm just speaking on my behalf, I've noticed that the places since I've been healing, the places that I've been able to enter, I'm more aware of how horrible and pain this society, this generation is in. And everything on social media, sort of points you to positivity so that you're hooked on social media and you never really go outside. Because if you go outside, y'all, it's hard. You can pump yourself up and fill yourself up by looking at threads and reels and all that stuff. But once you break out of your bubble of your home, you are constantly getting backhanded by negativity. You're constantly getting backhanded by people's insecurities. You're constantly getting backhanded by bills and the loss of loved ones, a breakup, a divorce, depression, all kind of bull crap. And nothing you can see physically tells you to keep going. So you become one with the world and sort of just become hopeless and sort of sign up to the status quo, because it's like, everybody out here living their life and just trying to make it. And, people are hurting each other because they're hurting, and sort of like keeping that wheel going, per se, that hamster wheel, like, this is just how the world spins. This is how life is. You just do your best, and no, not do your best, hope for the best. And what I realized is yeah, you can hope for the best, but you also got to do your best. And on the days where you did your best, then you allow God and you seek God and you ask God to do the rest. Because, yeah, of course, I feel safe laying in my bed with my blankets. And look, y'all, can we see? Can y'all see me? I don't know what I just did to the camera. Y'all, I was trying to show y'all. I have my Christmas tree up, but I have a mini Christmas tree up over there. I'm not really even sure what I just did to the camera, but whatever. Y'all, yeah, y'all know what a Christmas tree looks like. It's a tiny one though. It's on my nightstand, and it brings me joy. But anyway, yeah. And so what I've noticed is, yeah, as I'm at home building myself up and depositing positivity into my life, once I shut my front door, it's crazy outside. But I think the key is whatever you've stored up in your mind and in your heart, you have to put it into practice in the world because the world won't give it to you. It really won't. You've got to fight for it. You've got to search for it. Um, and then sometimes you'll just find your tribe of people who get you and they love you. And you don't have to try so hard to protect yourself or to stay positive because they're so willing to pour into you. Our minds are a crazy place, and sometimes our minds will trick us out here in this world, make us think that we're not worthy, and make us feel like all that hard work that we've done on the inside would finally come to use out in the world, and you keep getting backhanded and punched in the chin and chopped in the throat by life. And like, dang, what am I even doing this for? And y'all, I'm talking firsthand experience. This is just things that I have been going through, how I feel when I step out in the world. Sometimes, and I've said this before, healing hurts, but the truth doesn't hurt. It sets you free. I don't agree with that statement that the truth hurts. I think the truth only hurts if you're not willing to change it. And I'll tell you why, okay? So y'all listen. There would be times in my life where I knew I wasn't making the best choice, or I wasn't, yeah, generally I just wasn't making the best choice in certain aspects of my life, right? And so I would run to Jesus, I would run to my friends, and they would tell me what I already saw, and God would reveal to me what I already felt, but it hurt because it's like, no, I like it here. You know, I want this moment for myself. I've never experienced this. I've never been here before. I've never, you know, had this before. And it hurt. It hurt. I think it was my ego, not my heart. Because now that I think about it, I'm like, girl, what was you doing? But, and this doesn't just apply to relationships, guys. This is any aspect. Now I'm just speaking firsthand. Looking back now, I can say, yeah, that's how I showed up in some scenarios in my life. But it hurt because either I didn't want to let go. I already knew that already. And I was trying to pretend like I, didn't. I think another thing, the reason why it was hurt was because it was something physical that I could see or hold or have that I knew the reality meant I couldn't have it anymore. which put me in a place of feeling vulnerable and by myself. And I was like, no, like throwing a spiritual temper tantrum. Yeah, yikes, that's embarrassing. But, I'm trying to be honest with you guys. Oh, I don't mean to cover you up. Sorry. So, yeah, that was difficult. So I think that's when truth hurts because you're like, all right, Lord, all right, friend, I heard you, but that don't mean I'm gonna do it. Let me cry a few more times. Let me lose some sleep a few more times. Let me stop eating a few more times. Let me look in the mirror and play sad music and hate myself a few more times. I was hooked on the feeling. So the truth hurt. The truth hurt you, girl. Mm-hmm. And then I'm sitting back now and I'm like, what were you doing? Ah! Y'all, I'm so grateful that I can even look back on certain situations in my life and laugh because there was a time in my life I would have cried. And some of this laugh is embarrassment, like firsthand embarrassment. Ah! Y'all, but God gave me grace. I guess this is what grace feels like because, whoo, good googly moogly. Mm-mm-mm. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about myself. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's almost funny if you guys, if y'all take the time to sit back and reflect on some of the things you did, you know you're healed when you can be your friend to yourself and be like, girl, what are you doing? Do you hear yourself? Do you know how crazy you look? Like, like I understand that you're hurting and take the time that you need, but you can't stay here. Like, this is a really bad look on you, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, girl. Like you freaking dying. And I don't know if I posted this video yet, but I remember saying that certain areas and people in my life would make me actually become sick. Like I would be sick, y'all, and gained like easily 30 pounds, acne, blemishes, and I'm still healing from that stuff, y'all. So you really have to be careful because I rather heal and deal with my mess than to allow truth to hurt me and kick back in my mess. And a lot of people who know me, they probably like, girl, you probably haven't even like stepped on a bug. But it's my life. And most of the stuff that I put myself through has been mental. It's been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And that's why I'm like, Lord Jesus, thank you for your grace and your mercy and keeping me. Mm-mm. So yeah, I am going to try to get out of bed. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to take a little nappy nap before going out and being a light in the world and just trying to be my best, letting God do the rest and enjoy my day. Y'all, I believe in prayer and prayer works. Please pray for my sister and I today and family and friends affected by this close loss. And I'll keep you in my prayers too. And I mean that. I'm not one of those people who say it. I do it because I believe in the power of God and what He can do to you and through you. So I just want you guys to have a good one. And it's okay not to be okay. Don't let the truth hurt you. Let it set you free. And just know that in the meantime and in between time, you're doing just fine. Do your best and let God do the rest. And I will holler at you guys later.